Hello everybody, a little bit another video here on a 5D. I already talked about the previous video where you understand the triggers, when you understand why you have to let go of your previous life. And on that video, it's showing up why the reason is. But when you understand this process, there's going to be another process that it's going to be kind of like a going in parallel with you. And you would understand why the triggers are coming. Why the triggers are coming into the 5D. That is going to be your fear of union, and that it's going to be your fear of losing your identity, your individuality. Since in union there is no individuality anymore, you're going to be learn how to combine the individuality first within the soul relationship. And I kind of like in the graphic is going to kind of like a drawings, kind of like helping you to understand this process. That will coming up. Those videos are for the people who are into the 5D. If you're in a 4D, you can use this on the same principle for you. You can understand this. But if you have any kind of like a part of a duality, you would understand the duality is not going to bring the relationship to what it's meant to be one. So, as you know, I explained before, there is a three ways when a two species, individuals, two different things, they can mutate to come together. And there is a three different stages. 1, 2, and 3. When the one rises up and they're coming in together, they will go on different ways. Basically, the one is gonna die, it's gonna disappear, and the other is gonna evolve. Second one, so the one is gonna come up and it's gonna stay here. It's gonna stay in neutral position. And the other one is gonna rise up despite of this neutral position. They're going to be in a relationship, but it's gonna be this neutral position. There is going to be no support and no lack of getting into. While in the case number 3, the one goes up, so is the other. They're moving together, they're going mutually, and the connection within them, it goes around. And they're pulling each other up. But what's going on in all those 3 cases is, in the first case, your fear of losing your identity is, I don't want this, I don't like this, I have to change, I have to evolve, I don't want to do anything with this, therefore I don't have a part anything out of this, therefore it's coming down, and that's it. And the neutral position, that is coming into the point, you know what, I can change, I can evolve with you, but I can do this. There is a a limit, a limitation that cannot bring both of them to go in together. As in the third case, what's going on in here is I see the things, I understand the things, I will not bring the things that I don't need, and I will let it go of the things I don't need. Therefore, I will go up. And every time I go up, I will push my partner up. And this is right here, it's going to come to a case into the 5D. When into the 5D, that part of us our identity as who you are, what you like, what you dislike, and who you are, it's going to come to a stage where you will realize that the most important part that makes you to go up right here that will be the love. The love is going to drive this 5D relationship to go ahead, and at some point those two are going to become the one. As one conscious that exists in everything. And every time when the things and they solve the differences and clear the path, what is going to happen with this is some point right here you will understand this fear. A little bit before you actually do it, you will understand, you're going to begin to feel that fear of the differences. Because the differences right here, that will kick in. Those going to be the triggers within the relationship. And once that fear comes in, you're going to be feeling this part of, well, I'm like this and you're like this. And then you're going to say, well, in the name of the love, I give up on this. And you will see on the other side, it's going to be the same thing. So what happens is the whole this, it's going to come up until here. And you're going to see another differences. The next level of differences that you have to solve. Until you understand the whole part is to become that one conscious within each other and one conscious to work for the common good. That love, the driving of the love, it's gonna comes in because of understanding how important this is for everybody else. Basically, the importance of this will be your mission. That's mean by your example of the way you do it, by the example of the way you do it, you will understand that this right here is going to create these vibrations that will travel together with the words, and that will travel together with the energy that it's spoken, and that energy, those vibrations, they're going to be the best important knowledge that you're going to pass on. Once you understand this, with this inner fears, you're going to be learning that doesn't matter what's going on in the soul relationship, your primary concern is to complete this, vibration. And that vibration, when it comes in one within the universe flow and will present all this knowledge to you. But what is the fear? The fear comes in down, if you look at it down, breaking it up into the 3D. That is the part of who I am, what I am born with, what I am doing into it, what I am going into it. So you're born as individual, and since you're born as an individual A or individual B, we're talking about you're born at different places, you have a different culture, you probably have a different religion, maybe the same, but you're having the same drive, about what life it should be. Once that drive kicks in, then this thing begins to be coming in together. You understand the inner vision of how you are all one, somewhere up here above, something that's got the one consciousness. And when you have this one consciousness, that one consciousness, it's going to be connected right here to this point, and it's going to give you the triggers. It's going to give you the triggers of what you need to work, what you need to let go, so you can become more and more, go up and up until the point of union. The biggest challenge that you're going to fear, that is the fear of change. Why? The fear of change is the worst one, because if you were in the 3D, you give up everything, you change everything, you change for your husband, you change for your boyfriend, you change for your relative. And guess what? Does that help you to evolve? The answer is no. Why? It didn't help you to evolve because all you do was a sacrifices. You put yourself down and you hurt yourself. That is like a self-inflicted wound. And to the 4D, throughout the duality, you giving up maybe 100% of you. Your partner probably did 1% of what they can. So now you're wondering what is going on in here. You learned the lessons of giving a sacrifices. Now you don't want to do a sacrifices anymore. But you're willing to do everything that needs to be done so you can make this person, I said you can make this person to be 100% with you. We can't make them be with you. They have to want to be with you. You change, you do everything you change, and at the end, most of the time you end up with one thing. Suffering. When you come down as the suffering, you understand that the sacrifices you did here and the 4D, all they did was pain. Now, since you're in a 5D, and you look at it here, and you see this fear of change into the 5D, the one consciousness higher self which is this right here, will send you the messages, and you understand you have nothing to fear. You already been here. We're just helping you how to come here, and you don't have to do a sacrifices. Right now here, You don't have to fear the change. Don't fear the change, as this change wasn't the right time for you. Here, you're going to do the changes because of the one thing you have to do. Basically, when you begin a one consciousness here with your partner, basically you're the one within yourself. And that one consciousness, when it comes in between the two different partners, that is the one consciousness that whatever the one person will do, the same thing the other person will understand. And that mutually communication right here, which is the most important part, this communication, it has to be really, really good. That communication will ask for honesty. It's gonna ask you for 100% truth. And then it doesn't matter how much painful the things and the things they need to be talked about it. Once they are talked, those problems will become no problems. And then what's going to happen is that fear of change will begin to fade out. And when the fear of change begins to fade out, you will begin to let it go of the stuff, there are the differences. And when you let go of more and more differences, the both individual will understand that the differences are the triggers. And the more and more you let it go of those differences, the more and more this connection is going to become more stronger and more clear, until it comes into this point of union, to understand what the union is. I hope on those who are already into the 5D and they're going into this, or some people who's going to be going into the union in the near future, they will face this challenge. And when you face this challenge of becoming a one conscious, they will go ahead and understand all this process. This is why I'm giving you this, and I hope this kind of like a video is gonna help you out on those who are transitioning now from 4D into the 5D, or those who are into the 4D and they trying to understand what do they need to do. And there is some people in the 4D who hasn't done anything into it. Look at yourself. Find yourself where you stand in your part and surrender yourself to the universe. The universe knows exactly where you need to be with who you need to be, not by your own personality, not by your own way of you thinking how your life should be. Your life was designed in the universe, and the only reference about your life stays into the universe. So if you have facing any challenges with any of this, if you face anything that you can just kind of like let it go, give it to the universe. Hand it over. Handing over this stuff. You're already learning into the 4D how we have to let it go of something that doesn't work. You just hand it over to the universe, and the universe does its job. Then if you can't hold on to the things anymore and you evolve, it's like, hey universe, you know what you do in my life. I give everything to you. You know what to do the best. And that is something where most of the people will not do it, but they're not going to do it because of the fear of the change. And the fear of the change is because of their personality, their identity, their differences, because they hold on to their own differences, which just creates them as an individual. But when you as an individual in a relationship, guess what? You create a duality. Since you're an individual into the relationship, then guess what? You're gonna create that duality and you're gonna be individual. You're not gonna be in relationship. And that is why the biggest conflict comes in every relationship, that the common parts where they coming in together as in a relationship, don't bring I in there, that I, your identity, because I like this, I want this, I need this. If you're in a relationship, you have to begin to change the position of we. So you can have a mutual agreement with your partner as we. We have to do this, we have to go there, we need to do this job, we need to take care of the kids, we need to cook, we need to fix this, we need to go on vacation. We. Not like the one partner have their identity inside of them and they say, I need to go on a vacation into the Bahamas. And you're like, listen, I want to go on vacation in Canada. Where is the Bahamas? Where is the Canada? I don't do the Palm Beach. To me, I want to go to the forest. I want to see some snow, mountains. Instead of having the we part, the two differences, they create right now the trigger of the conflict about the relationship, because there is a I. Instead of, hey, where can we go and vacation? And we, us together, pick up the spot. So now, by that example, you put your I, your identity, your ego, you put it aside and you're coming in together as a common goal. And this is why you're going to be facing, when you come into the soul relationships, a little bit above, you're going to feel the need of letting it go of your I, of your identity, because it's not going to solve anymore. It's not going to give you any more purpose. The purpose will be to do the same thing right here, like the 3D and the 4D. And the 3D, a lot of the people, it's like, I have my own bank account, you have your own bank account, and guess what? We're gonna manage this. Into the 4D, I'll put it in all the money into the bank, and you can go ahead and spend them. When I need your money, I'll ask you for it, but guess what happens? The 1% not gonna do the job. One of the partnership maybe is not going to do anything about it. So the one is going to bring 100% of the income, and the other one is just going to sit there. And that's how some of those relationships into the 4D, they don't work out. They don't. There is always something that goes on along with it. Compared to the 5D, it's like, okay, here, we have a bank account. It's our bank account. What we need to do, we need to do this, this, this. We have to figure out our vacation pot. So you create a saving account within a checking account, and you save money there for the vacation. Now the money are there, and there you go. You make decision. We're gonna go where? Somewhere between the Bahamas and Canada, or whatever you picking up and choose. But now the thing is the part of the we. It's all going into together. When you go and you're breaking up the patterns inside of you on your conscious, and that conscious, gets more and more bigger, and you're breaking more and more walls, you will understand that the partnership is not all about the things that you think you knew. It is something much, much more higher, much more valuable, and you to understand the proper way of what union is. Those are the two people who have the same conscious that helps them to have a better life. Thank you so much, guys. Be love, and looking for your comments.